Why did they ignore you? The hidden truth that's making you lose value without realizing it. Have you ever felt ignored, overlooked, or, worse, betrayed by the very people you once trusted? Have you ever given your all to help someone, only for them to disappear when you needed them the most? Or have you tried your best to be a good person, only to be met with coldness, indifference, or even betrayal? And then, you ask yourself, what did I do wrong? But here's the truth. It's not always about you. Sometimes, it's how you respond to the world that keeps you trapped in a cycle of pain and disappointment. Today, I'll share with you some profound lessons from Winston Churchill, one of the greatest minds of the 20th century. He faced countless criticisms, betrayals, and adversities, yet he remained steadfast and changed the world. And if you're searching for practical wisdom to help you understand human psychology, overcome challenges, master your mindset, and live a truly meaningful life, then make sure to subscribe to Practical Philosophy today. This is where we share deep yet applicable insights, helping you not only reflect but also take action to transform your life. So, are you ready to see life from a whole new perspective? Let's dive in. Profound life lessons from Winston Churchill. Don't make these mistakes when people start ignoring you. 1. Honesty often comes at a price, but deception costs even more. There is a painful paradox in society. When honesty is punished, people learn to lie. From childhood, we are taught that honesty is a virtue. But the world often doesn't reward truthfulness, it punishes it. Imagine a workplace where an employee speaks up about corruption but gets fired for causing trouble. Or a relationship where one partner is honest about their feelings, only to be judged or manipulated for their vulnerability. Slowly, people learn a dangerous lesson. Being honest is risky, while deception is a survival tool. But here's the real question. Is living a lie truly safer than facing the truth? Let's take the story of Michael, a young professional working in a competitive corporate environment. Michael had always believed in doing the right thing, even when it was difficult. One day, he discovered that his company was covering up a major financial scandal. He knew that if he spoke up, he could lose everything, but if he stayed silent, he would be complicit in the deceit. After much internal struggle, he chose to report the wrongdoing. What happened next? Instead of being praised for his integrity, he was labeled a traitor. Colleagues distanced themselves from him out of fear. The company found a way to fire him on technical grounds. Michael did the right thing, but he paid the price for it. He lost his job, his financial security, and even some of his friendships. But was he truly the loser in this situation? A year later, the company's fraud was exposed, leading to massive legal consequences. Michael, now working elsewhere, was able to walk away with his integrity intact. The lesson? Truth doesn't always bring immediate rewards, but deception guarantees long-term consequences. So why do people choose to lie? Honesty is difficult because truth is not always convenient. There are 3 main reasons why people lie instead of speaking the truth. 1. Fear of consequences. Being truthful often leads to conflict, punishment, or isolation. 2. Desire for approval. People avoid the truth if they believe it will make them less likable. 3. Short-term benefits. Lying can create temporary advantages, whether in relationships, careers, or society. But here's what most people forget. Every lie you tell makes you a prisoner of your own deception. When you lie, you have to keep track of your falsehoods. You start living for appearances, not authenticity. You constantly fear being exposed. Deception may make life easier in the short term, but it comes with an invisible cost, your inner peace. Some people defend dishonesty by saying, "I'm not lying, I'm just being strategic." But there is a fine line between checkmark being tactful, choosing the right time and place to tell the truth, multiply being fake, pretending to be someone you're not for personal gain. A truly wise person knows when to speak the truth, but never abandons it. You don't have to blindly tell the truth in every situation. Being honest doesn't mean being reckless. Here's how to stay true to yourself while protecting your well-being. 1. Pick your battles wisely. Not every truth needs to be said immediately. Choose when and how to express it. 2. Surround yourself with truthful people. If you are in an environment where lies are the norm, it will corrupt your values. Find people who respect honesty. 3. Don't let fear control you. Fear of consequences should not be the reason to betray yourself. Being honest may cost you something today, but dishonesty will cost you more in the long run. 4. Speak the truth with intelligence. The way you deliver the truth matters. A kind but firm approach is more effective than brutal honesty. Many people wonder, if honesty leads to hardship, is it really worth it? The answer depends on what you truly value. If your goal is comfort, deception may seem easier. If your goal is self-respect, honesty is the only path. At the end of the day, you can lose a job, money, or even friends, but if you lose your integrity, you lose yourself. The real question is, what kind of life do you want to live? Have you ever faced a situation where telling the truth cost you something? How did it shape you? Share your thoughts in the comments. And if you find these insights valuable, subscribe to Practical Philosophy, where we explore wisdom that actually changes lives. 2. You can't change someone who doesn't see their own mistakes. One of the most exhausting experiences in life is trying to change someone who refuses to change. We tell ourselves, if I just love them enough, they will change. If I keep supporting them, they will realize their mistakes. If I am patient, one day they will understand my value. But here's a reality check. People don't change unless they choose to. No amount of effort, love, patience, or sacrifice can make someone change if they don't recognize their own flaws. Trying to fix someone who doesn't want to be fixed is like pouring water into a broken vase. No matter how much you give, it will always leak out. But why do we keep trying? Because of the illusion of control. Why we try to change others. At the heart of this struggle is a deep human desire for control. We want to believe that if we just say the right words, show enough love, or offer enough guidance, we can mold others into the version we think they should be. But the truth is, no one changes because of external pressure. Change only happens when a person experiences internal realization. Think about it. A smoker won't quit until they decide they truly want to. A toxic partner won't change until they take responsibility for their actions. A lazy friend won't become ambitious just because you push them. Until someone is ready to see their own faults, no amount of convincing will work. Let me tell you a story about Emma. Emma was in a long-term relationship with Daniel, a man who constantly made promises but never kept them. He promised to quit drinking but kept going back to it. He promised to work on his anger issues but never took responsibility. He promised to treat her better, but his actions never change. Emma, believing in love and second chances, kept forgiving him. She thought, if I love him enough, if I support him enough, he will change. But he never did. Years passed. Emma gave all of her energy to someone who refused to grow. She sacrificed her peace, her happiness, and her own self-worth for a person who was stuck in the same destructive patterns. One day, after yet another broken promise, she finally realized the truth. Small Diamond Daniel never saw his actions as a problem, so why would he change? Small Diamond, the only person who truly needed to change was herself, for continuing to accept the unacceptable. That day, Emma walked away, not because she didn't love him, but because she finally loved herself more. The lesson? You can't change someone who doesn't want to change, but you can change your own standards. The signs that someone won't change. Not everyone is capable of growth, and learning to spot the signs can save you years of wasted energy. Here are some red flags that indicate someone is unlikely to change. 1. They never acknowledge their mistakes. If someone always blames others, they will never take responsibility. 2. They keep making the same promises but never follow through. Change is action, not words. 3. They expect you to accept them as they are, but demand that you change for them. Growth should be mutual. 4. They only change temporarily when they are about to lose you. If they only improve when faced with consequences, it's not real change. 5. They make you feel guilty for wanting better treatment. A person who truly loves you won't gaslight you into accepting bad behavior. If you recognize these patterns, stop hoping for them to change. Start focusing on changing your own mindset. So what should you do when faced with someone who refuses to grow? Keycap 1. Accept the reality. People change when they are ready, not when you want them to. Keycap 2. Set boundaries. Stop tolerating behavior that drains your energy and emotional well-being. Keycap 3. Invest in yourself instead. The time you spend fixing someone else is time you could be using to build your own happiness, career, and emotional health. Keycap 4. Walk away if necessary. Love should never come at the cost of self-respect and peace. Final thought. Change must come from within. If you take one thing away from this, let it be this: your love, effort, and kindness cannot fix someone who refuses to see their own flaws. People don't grow because of external pressure, they grow because of internal realization. So instead of asking, how can I make them change? Ask yourself, why am I staying in a situation where I am constantly waiting for someone to become the person I need them to be? Because in the end, the only person you truly have the power to change is yourself. Have you ever wasted time trying to change someone who refused to grow? What lesson did you learn? Share your story in the comments. 3. Never let the same snake bite you twice. Trust is precious, but losing it twice is a choice. Trust is like a delicate glass, once broken. Even if you glue it back together, the cracks will always remain. Yet, so many people keep trusting the same person who has already betrayed them. They tell themselves, maybe this time, they've changed. Maybe I was too harsh before. Maybe if I give them one more chance, things will be different. But here's the truth. People rarely change when they don't face consequences. Forgiving once is understandable. Forgiving twice for the same mistake is a lesson unlearned. Let me ask you, if someone lies to you once, is it an accident or a warning? If they betray you once, is it a mistake or a glimpse of their true nature? If they take advantage of you once, is it a misunderstanding or a pattern? The story of the scorpion and the frog. There's an old fable that perfectly illustrates this lesson. A scorpion wanted to cross a river but couldn't swim. He asked a frog for help. The frog hesitated, saying, "If I let you ride on my back, you might sting me." The scorpion reassured him, "Why would I do that? If I sting you, we will both drown." Convinced by the logic, the frog agreed. Halfway across the river, the scorpion stung the frog. As they both began sinking, the frog asked, "Why did you do that? Now we will both die." The scorpion simply replied, "It's in my nature." Small diamond. Some people will hurt you, not because they are unaware, but because it is simply who they are. Small diamond. No amount of kindness can change someone's true nature. There are 3 main psychological reasons why people keep trusting those who have already hurt them. Keycap 1. We crave validation. We don't want to admit we were wrong about someone, so we give them another chance, hoping they will prove us right. Keycap 2. We are emotionally attached. Our past with them clouds our judgment, making us overlook clear warning signs. Keycap 3. We confuse forgiveness with trust. Forgiveness is for ourselves, but trust must be earned. Just because you forgive someone doesn't mean you should let them back into your life. Forgiveness is a gift. Trust is an investment. Don't confuse the two. Not everyone deserves a second chance. If someone shows you who they truly are, believe them the first time. Here are 3 types of people you should never trust twice. Small diamond. The habitual liar. If someone lies once and gets away with it, they will do it again. Small diamond. The manipulator. They apologize, but not because they regret their actions, only because they don't want to lose their control over you. Small diamond. The selfish betrayer. Some people will always put themselves first, no matter how much you care for them. If someone falls into these categories, letting them back into your life is like stepping on the same snake twice. It's possible to be wise and cautious without becoming cold or bitter. Here's how. Checkmark. Set boundaries. If someone betrays your trust, distance yourself. Protecting yourself is not cruelty, it's self-respect. Checkmark. Observe actions, not words. Many people apologize, but only a few truly change. Believe in patterns, not promises. Checkmark. Accept that some people don't change. The sooner you accept this, the less pain you will experience. Checkmark. Forgive, but don't forget, you can let go of anger without inviting the same person to hurt you again. Checkmark. Trust selectively. Not everyone deserves to know your heart. Give your trust only to those who have proven worthy of it. Final thought. Stop expecting poison to turn into medicine. If someone betrays you once, they have shown you who they are. If you let them do it again, You have shown them who you are. The next time you feel tempted to trust someone who has hurt you before, ask yourself, what has actually changed? If the answer is nothing, then protect yourself and move forward. Because in the end, the only thing worse than being hurt once is allowing it to happen again. Have you ever trusted someone twice and regretted it? What did you learn? Share your story in the comments. 4. The more you struggle to live, the more you forget how to enjoy life. Are you living, or just surviving? There comes a moment in life when we stop and wonder, why am I working so hard, yet I still feel empty? I have achieved my goals, but why don't I feel truly happy? Am I actually living, or just existing? Many people, especially between the ages of 25 and 40, find themselves caught in a cycle of endless struggle, chasing after success, money, recognition, and security, only to wake up one day and feel completely lost. But here's the paradox. The harder you fight for life, the less you actually live it. The modern-day rat race. Why we keep running without knowing why. From childhood, we are conditioned to believe, work hard, get a stable job, and you'll be happy. Earn more money, and life will be easier. Success equals happiness. But how often do we see successful, wealthy people who still feel miserable? How often do we hear stories of people who sacrificed everything for their careers, only to reach the top and realize they have no one to share their success with? The truth is, the hustle culture makes you believe that the purpose of life is to win, when in reality, it's to experience. Success is great, hard work is important, but what's the point if you're constantly delaying your happiness, waiting for the right time to enjoy life? The biggest tragedy is not failure. It's waking up one day and realizing you never truly lived. Let me share a story that perfectly illustrates this lesson. One day, a wealthy businessman was on vacation in a small coastal village. He saw a fisherman sitting lazily by the shore, watching the waves. The businessman asked, "Why aren't you out fishing?" The fisherman replied, "I already caught enough fish for today." The businessman scoffed, "But if you worked harder, you could catch more fish, sell them, buy a bigger boat, and grow your business." The fisherman asked, "And then what?" The businessman said, "Then you could make millions, retire early, and relax by the beach, enjoying life." The fisherman smiled and said, "But I'm already doing that now." The lesson? Don't spend your entire life chasing something you already have the ability to enjoy today. Why are we so afraid to slow down? In today's world, slowing down feels like failure. If you take a break, people say you're lazy. If you stop chasing money, they say you're unambitious. If you enjoy simple moments, they say you're wasting your potential. But here's what they don't tell you. Small diamond more work doesn't always mean more success. Small diamond more money doesn't always mean more happiness. Small diamond more accomplishments don't always mean more fulfillment. Life isn't about working until you break. It's about finding balance between ambition and peace. So, how do you know if you're truly living or just existing? Ask yourself. Check mark, do I wake up excited for the day? Or do I just go through the motions? Check mark, am I enjoying the present? Or am I constantly waiting for, one day, to be happy? Check mark, am I chasing success for myself? Or am I doing it to meet society's expectations? Check mark, do I take time to appreciate life? Or am I always too busy? If you answered yes to the second option in most of these questions, it's time to reevaluate your priorities. Because here's a painful truth. Many people are so busy trying to build a life that they forget to actually live it. If you feel like life is slipping away, here are 5 practical ways to start truly living. Keycap 1. Define success on your own terms. Forget society's version of success. Ask yourself, what truly makes me happy? Keycap 2. Stop delaying happiness. If you're constantly saying, "I'll be happy when," you'll never be happy. Find joy in the present moment. Keycap 3. Prioritize your health and well-being. Your body and mind are your greatest assets. If you don't take care of them, no amount of money will save you later. Keycap 4. Make time for what matters. Spend time with loved ones. Travel, laugh, create memories. Because at the end of your life, these are the things that will matter the most. Keycap 5. Learn to let go. Not everything is worth stressing over. Some battles are not worth fighting. Some goals are not worth chasing, and some people are not worth impressing. Final thought. What are you really chasing? If today were your last day, would you regret how you spent your time? Would you wish you had worked harder, earned more money, or achieved more? Or would you wish you had laughed more, loved more, and truly lived? Don't let life become a race where the finish line is your own exhaustion. Live now, not someday, not when you retire, not when you're successful. Now. Have you ever felt like you were running without knowing where you were going? What helped you slow down and enjoy life? Share your experience in the comments. And if this spoke to you, subscribe to Practical Philosophy, where we share life lessons that actually matter. 5. A lie travels halfway around the world before the truth even gets its shoes on. The world does not run on truth, it runs on what people choose to believe. We live in an age where perception matters more than reality. In a world dominated by social media, viral content, and endless streams of news, the truth often takes a backseat. Sensationalism sells, while facts require patience to understand. A rumor spreads like wildfire, while the truth struggles to be heard. An attractive lie will always be more popular than an inconvenient truth. People believe what aligns with their emotions, not necessarily what is real. This is human psychology at play. The human brain is wired to seek quick answers, emotional validation, and social approval, rather than questioning what is actually true. Let's take a real-life example. There was once a well-respected teacher named David. He had spent 20 years building a reputation as a wise, ethical, and kind educator. His students admired him, parents trusted him, and his colleagues respected him. One day, an anonymous online post accused him of unfair grading and favoritism. It was completely false, but within hours, the news spread across campus. Students who had never even taken his class started criticizing him. Parents who had once praised him started questioning his integrity. The school administration, fearing controversy, suspended him without investigation. David, a man who had dedicated his life to education, was judged and punished before the truth was even considered. Weeks later, it was revealed that the post had been fabricated by a student who failed his class and wanted revenge. But by then, the damage was done. This is the harsh reality of our world. A lie spreads like wildfire, while the truth crawls behind. Why do people believe lies so easily? The answer lies in cognitive biases, the shortcuts our brain takes to process information. 1. Confirmation bias. People accept what fits their existing beliefs, even if it's false. 2. Negativity bias. Negative news is more emotionally impactful, so people tend to believe it faster. 3. Social proof. If many people are talking about something, we assume it must be true. 4. Emotional triggers. Lies that evoke strong emotions, anger, fear, outrage, spread much faster than neutral facts. This is why misinformation thrives in politics, business, relationships, and everyday life. The key takeaway? Lesson. Don't immediately believe everything you hear. Always verify, always question, and always seek the truth, because what you see is not always what's real. If you want to live wisely in a world full of deception, you need to develop mental discipline and critical thinking skills. Here's how. 1. Pause before reacting. Just because something is trending doesn't mean it's true. 2. Verify the source. Where did the information come from? Is it credible? 3. Look for evidence. Don't just accept something because it's popular, demand proof. 4. Be aware of your biases. Are you believing this because you want it to be true? Or because it actually is? 5. Ask, who benefits? If someone is spreading a certain story, who gains from it? By mastering these habits, you become immune to manipulation. And more importantly, you stay in control of your own mind. Final thought. Truth and lies are like a slow-moving tortoise and a fast-running hare. The lie races ahead, but in the long run, the truth always catches up. So, the question is, will you be the person who blindly follows the lie? Or the one who patiently seeks the truth? Have you ever believed in something that later turned out to be false? How did it change your perspective? Share your thoughts in the comments. And if you found this insight valuable, subscribe to Practical Philosophy, where we don't just discuss deep ideas. but show you how to apply them in real life. Summary. The lessons you need to remember. 1. Honesty may cost you opportunities, but deception will cost you yourself. 2. You cannot change someone who isn't willing to change. 3. Learn to forgive, but don't let yourself be hurt twice. 4. Don't let life become a race. Learn to enjoy it. 5. Always question what you believe, because not everything is true. Have you ever experienced these situations? What lessons have you learned from them? Share your thoughts in the comments, and if you find these insights valuable, don't forget to subscribe to Practical Philosophy, where we don't just discuss philosophy, but also help you apply it to real life. Remember, a life worth living is not one without mistakes, but one where every mistake becomes a lesson.